This property report is powered by realestate.com.au. Know the value of your home today. Track your property now.
Confidence in the nation's property market shows no sign of slowing down as a number of new listings just can't keep up with the demand. That's the finding of the team at REA Insights, and John Healy from realestate.com.au joins us now to discuss this buying frenzy. John, what does the high buyer demand mean for listing numbers and affordability?
Well, good afternoon, Gabriella. And new data released this week found that new listings numbers hit levels not seen since October 2019 in March, which of course was the start of the current autumn selling season. And while new listings numbers did fall slightly in April, down around 7%, that was still the second highest month of new listings that we have seen in 18 months, which is very good news, of course, for the market. But while more properties are being listed, the REA Insights listing report has found that overall total active listings around the country remain low. And that's largely because properties are selling very quickly off the back of record buyer demand that we've seen this year, and it's still at near record levels. Nationally, total active listings did fall around 3.2% in April and down around 14% year on year. But active listings in regional markets are also at their record lows, apart from the regional Northern Territory market. And that's amid a shift of people moving in record numbers from the capital cities to regional areas during COVID. So while demand continues to outstrip supply, it is expected property prices will continue to rise. But the good news is that we are starting to see a better balance now of supply and demand emerging in the market. So property price rises are expected to slow in the coming months.
Okay, and we can see from last week's clearance rate just how strong the demand is, can't we?
Well, that's right. Last week's clearance rates really do speak to the strength of demand relative to supply around the country, with 3 of our capital city markets recording clearance rates above 90%. And if we have a look at Sydney there, 91% clearance rate on the auction results available. That means that Sydney has had a clearance rate above 90% now every week for close to 4 months. Melbourne, with its 86.3% clearance rate, continues to speak to the huge buyer demand in that market, especially because such a large volume of homes have gone to market in Melbourne almost every weekend this year. So Melbourne's clearance rate has been well above 80% now since mid-January. And the ACT led the way last week with a 95.1% clearance rate. That was the 14th week in a row that the ACT market has been well above 90%.
And what are we looking at this weekend?
Well, we're expecting more than 2,400 homes to go to auction around the capital city markets this weekend, and that number is flat week on week. Sydney is expecting 853 properties to go under the hammer this weekend, and Mossman in Sydney is the suburb with the most auctions scheduled, with 19 homes set to go to auction in Mossman this weekend. Melbourne's expecting its 4th Super Saturday in a row, with more than 1,100 homes scheduled to go under the hammer, and Reservoir in the northern suburbs has 21 homes scheduled to go to auction there in that suburb alone. In the ACT, 92 auctions expected this weekend. That's up 26% on its number last weekend. And the suburb of Canberra is leading the way there with 8 auctions scheduled this weekend.
And John, when it comes to the properties people are keen on, what's attracting interest this week?
Well, the top 5 most viewed homes on realestate.com.au this week that are also going to auction are dominated by 3-bedroom homes around the country. And we have a unit in Surrey Hills and a townhouse in St Kilda East featuring in the top 5 list this week, which is terrific. And those properties around the $600,000 to $750,000 range, targeted likely at first home buyers and investors. But if we take a closer look now at the home in Belgrave Esplanade in Sylvania Waters in Sydney. This is a beautiful and stunning home, a very resort-style home. It's a 5-bedroom, 3-bathroom home with a price guide on this property of around $3 million. And it's not hard to see why it has been so popular this week. Pool, luxury living throughout. That's scheduled to go to auction late in the afternoon on Saturday in Sylvania Waters, which is just around 20 kilometres to the south of the Sydney CBD.
Yeah, you can see why that property has attracted interest. John Healy from realestate.com.au, thank you.
Thanks, Gabriella.